So hello everyone, today we are going to solve Leetcode today's question. So let's read the question. You are given a zero index array of strings word and a 2D array of integer queries. Each query has consists of two integers, that is left I, li or ri. Ask us to find the number of string present in the range li to ri, both inclusive of words that starts and end with a vowel. Return an array of answer of size queries.length, where answer of I is the answer of the ith query. Note that the vowel letters A, E, I, O, U. So let's understand the question first. What question says? So we are given a words which looks like this. Let me take example one. Okay, so it will be ABA, then we have BCB, and then ECE, ECE, then AA, and EE so only. So this is our what's given to us. So now we have given also queries. Now the brute force approach is that whatever query is given, then according to you go to in that range and you find the number of string that has both starting and ending with vowels. Let me explain how. Let's take a queries like VA queries given. Queries. It would first query is 0 to 2. Second query is 1 to 4, and the third one is 1 to 1. 1 to 1. These three queries given to us. Now if we find, let me do indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for the first query we will go to 0 to 2, that is 0 to 2. Okay, and we will find what are the number of string present in this range. This is li to ri. What are the number of string present whose start and end with vowels? So in this case it will be this one, because it starts and end with a. This one is also start and ends with b, and this one is also not. This is not a string which we are looking for, so let me erase this thing. So in this case the answer is going to be 2. Now we will do the same thing for the second and third query. Let me explain for the second query. Okay, second query from 1 to 4. So you should remember that 1 and 4 also included. So this is li and this is ri. Now let's count what are the number of string present which satisfy the given condition in the question. Like this is not ee, so it starts with vowel and ends with vowel, so 1. So this is also start with vowels and end with vowels, and this is also satisfied. So the answer for this is 3. And let's try for queries 3. Mm, it will start from 1 to 1. So this is the range li and ri. Now if you see, this is not a string that is satisfy the given condition. Like this is not a start from vowels, so answer for this it will be 0. So as you can see, 230 is our answer. Now if you consider its time complexity, let's do time complexity. So time complexity will be queries. So what are the number of queries we have? Let's say like queries length is 10 raised to the power 5. So for the query length is 10 raised to the power 5, and we will iterate through every element in the range. So given the range, let's say if we are given 0 to length of the array which is 4, and if we find this, so the time complex this is the range 0 to 4, and for this we are going to entire list. So the length of the words will be given us to 10 raised to the power 5, and the time complexity is approximately going to be 10 raised to the power 10. So this is of course uh, we will get a TLE. So we will let's try to optimize this. How we are, rather than calculating, we will pre-calculate some of the things. Like in this case, let's say we already calculate. Let me okay. So let's take we will pre-compute whether the string is starting and ending with vowels or not. Like in this case, it is starting and ending with vowel, so we will mark it 1. And in this case, this is starting is not a vowel, so we will mark it with 0. Okay, now we will see it, this one, it is starting with E and ending with E, so this is 1. And then for this one, also going to be 1, and this is also going to be 1. Okay, now we already pre-computed that thing, that if the string is starting with vowels or ending with vowels or not. Now we will find prefix sum. So the prefix sum looks like, let me do indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The prefix sum of this will be 1. Then we will add this thing, so it will become 1. Then we will add this one, 1, 1, it will become 2. Then we add this one, and then it will become 3. And then we add this one, and it will become 4. So this is the prefix sum. Now we can easily calculate this thing in big O of 1 time complexity. Let's see how. Let me write the queries which are given to us. Like queries, what are the queries will we have? It will be 0 to 1 4, 0 to 2, 1 to 4, and 1 to 1. So it will be 1 to 1. Okay, so we have to, let me do indexing for this as well. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we have to calculate from 0 to 2. Like this is the range, as you can see. Okay, now the prefix sum of index to what is it is saying, like the number of string present in this range from 0 to 2. What are the number of string present which satisfy the condition? Like what are the number of string present which whose starting and ending with vowels? So this will represent, like 2 is representing, there are two string which satisfy the given condition. So this is 2, and we have to find 0 to 2. So this is also 0 to 2, so our answer is going to be 2. Now let's consider the second query. Let me erase this one. Okay, second query says that from 1 to 4. Now 1 to 4, what is this one? This is the range. 1 to 4, sorry, this is also included. So okay, so what it says, this one says, like there are 4 string from 0 to 1. This says 0 to 4. Okay, 0 to 4, there are 4 number of string which satisfy the condition. Now we have to subtract this one to get this thing. Are you able to understand? Like uh, we are having like 0 to 4, we have 4 string. Now we have to find 1 to 4, so we have to subtract this one. So if we have 4, let's say 4, and if we subtract -1, it will be give to 3. So answer would be 3. Let me erase this and go for the third query, which is 1 to 1. So this is the query, and 1 to 1 is simple. Like we are given this is showing that the number of string present from 0 to 1 which satisfy the condition, but we have to find only 1 to 1. So what we have to subtract? This one. So the general idea is that, like whatever query is given, let's say this is the query and we are given li and ri. Okay, now we will find if I prefix sum, sorry, let me erase this thing. Okay, if my li equal to 0, that means we just return, or we can just push into our answer dot push back. It will be prefix sum of ri. That's it. If this is not equal to 0, then we will push answer dot push back prefix of ri minus prefix of li minus 1. So this is the whole concept. Okay, so why I'm not subtracting from when the li is 0 and we are just uh, push our answer as a prefix of ri. Let me show you. So this is one. Okay, so let's consider this query like 0 to 2. So if you consider this one, so 2 itself enough to say that like we have to find 0 to 2, and 2, this index tells us that what are the number of string present from 0 to 2 which is satisfying the condition. So this one, so we don't need to subtract anything, and if you're going to subtract, there is no prefix sum present. So that's what. So let's code it. Okay, so we let me, 1 second. Okay, so let me store a variable. Let me create a variable n which is going to be store words dot length. Length. Now let me create a vector of int prefix sum of size n. And okay, so let me calculate first vector of int, let me call it temp of size n. This temp is going to store for this is going to be tell like is this the the string present at the ith index is which satisfying the condition or not. So we will go to each element, each string. So auto s, and let let's use this thing. Int I equal to 0, I is less than words dot size. Okay, I plus plus. Now let me create a string variable, string s, which will be words of I of, okay, words of I. Now we will um, we will see if my s of 0th index will be a or e. Basically I'm checking the first index, first element is vowel or not. So I o u. So this is it. And if this is the case, if this is not the case, then we are going to temp of I is 0. Okay, if this is the case, then we have to check its last element as well. So let me and this, like, it copy this and put in the bracket, and then and paste over here. So I'm going to, this will be, let me store its length. So let's call it len s dot lng length. Now this will be len minus 1. Okay, so len minus 1 and len minus 1, len minus 1. Okay, so okay, one more, len minus 1. Okay, now if both condition are satisfied, then we are going to push put as a 1, because this satisfy the which satisfy the given condition. So this is 1. Now we will calculate prefix sum. So it will be vector of, so we already create the vector. Now we will go to iterate I equal to 0, I is less than 1, I plus plus. Now prefix sum, initially prefix sum of 1 is very first element will be same. So prefix sum of 0 will be temp of 0, it will be temp of 0. Okay, now prefix, so we will start from 1, and prefix sum of I will be prefix sum of I minus 1 plus prefix sum of sorry, temp of I, it will be temp of I. Now after calculating prefix sum, we will go to each and every queries of, for int I equal to 0, I is less than uh, queries dot length size, queries dot size and I plus plus. Let's calculate li. So int li will be, what is li? Queries. Let me copy this. Just queries of I of 0, and ri will be queries of I of 1. Now if my li will be equal to 0, then we will do this, else we will do something. Let me create a vector which will storing our answer. So it will be vector of int and answer. Now if my li is 0, so answer dot push back, what it will be prefix sum of ri, else we will subtract push back prefix sum of ri and minus prefix sum of li minus 1. After that we will return answer. Okay, so I think let's run. Okay, we are getting compiler error. Say that words dot length no member dot length where. Okay, so it is size not length, because length we are using in string. Okay, it is accepted. Let me try to submit this, and this is accepted.